Hello, I'm Courtney, what's up? And today I'm going to be reviewing Daredevil Season 2. I finally finished Daredevil Season 2. I watched the last episode on Friday night at like 11 o'clock, which I kind of regret because it was super long. But I definitely think Season 2 was better than Season 1. The first few episodes of Season 2 were okay, but by the time I got to episode 6, that's when things started really picking up for me. I really enjoyed getting to know the Punisher and also Elektra. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love Elektra so much. And at the end, I really liked the Punisher, even though like for half the season, I didn't like him at all. But then by the end, I was just like in love. This season was definitely more violent. I had to fast forward through a good amount of scenes just because it was dealing with stuff with the eye and I can't do stuff like that. Then there were some needles and I can't deal with stuff like that, so I had to fast forward through it. But besides that, I could take what was happening, but there was so much blood. So if you haven't seen Season 2 of Daredevil yet, I would recommend you watch it because it is really good. Like, if you watch Season 1 and you aren't sure if you should watch Season 2, you should watch Season 2 because it's really, really good. But now I'm about to go into spoilers. You don't want to be spoiled, so bye not spoiling people! Okay, so Season 2. First up, let's talk about a main character, aka my bae, Matt Murdock. Loved him as usual, even though he was like doing all his own Daredevil stuff. I felt like I saw him more as Daredevil than Matt, and that was kind of sad because, you know, Foggy and Karen would need Matt all the time, and, you know, Matt, he would just be doing his Daredevil stuff. At some points during the season, I thought Matt was gonna die. Like, what was the episode when like the Japanese ninja dude came and like he literally shot an arrow into Matt, but Matt still kept on fighting, and I was just like, dude, how are you even alive right now? But Matt was fantastic as usual. I loved him, and I wish we got to see more of Matt do his like lawyer stuff because I felt like I really did get to see that with him. I saw him be more like Daredevil than Matt, so I felt like the Matt part of him didn't do much while the Daredevil part of him did. Then we have Foggy, and Foggy really impressed me this season. I felt like he was finally opening up to himself, and when, oh my gosh, with the whole Frank Castle case and when Matt didn't show up to do the opening, so Foggy did it, that speech Foggy gave though, it was so good. I was really happy for Foggy at the end that he got that big job at that big law firm, and I'm really happy for him. Even though I'm really sad Nelson and Murdock is over, it was gonna end one way or the other because they never had money or cases, but at least Foggy now has this really good job and I'm so happy for him. And then of course we have Karen, and I really liked Karen. She really impressed me as well, and I liked her as an individual character, but you know, when she and Matt were like trying to be a thing, didn't like that. But you know, as an individual, I really liked her, and she did a lot of stuff in this season, man. She was super important. And then we have our two new characters, the Punisher and Elektra. Oh my goodness, they caused me so many emotions. First off, we got the Punisher. And immediately I didn't like him because at the end of like the first episode when they were in the hospital and then all of a sudden the Punisher shows up and just like starts shooting randomly, I was just like, what even is happening right now? And the more we got to learn about the Punisher, the more I felt bad for him because he saw his own family get murdered. So he's kind of like doing revenge, you know, trying to get back at the people who murdered him. But at the same time, he's still like murdering people, which is not good. When I posted my trailer reactions for the Daredevil Season 2 trailers, you know, a lot of people were like, oh, the Punisher, he's not a villain, he's gonna become good. But I felt like as the season went on, the Punisher was just getting worse and worse. It was so sad when they were in the graveyard in like, what was it, episode 3, I think, when the Punisher and Daredevil were both in the graveyard after the Punisher got all beat up and everything, and the Punisher is like retelling the story of like what happened, and he talks about his daughter in that book. Oh, it was so sad. By the end of the season, I liked him because he came back at the end and helped Daredevil, and I was just like, thank you, Punisher, you pulled through, you did something right for a change. Then we got Elektra, aka my queen. Oh my goodness, I love her. The sass with her is so real. She is fantastic. I loved that one episode. Oh, what was it? Was it episode 6 maybe? When they showed like Elektra and Matt dating like from 10 years ago and everything, and how they like made out in like the wrestling match arena or whatever it's called, you know. Oh, it was so cute. But oh my goodness, when they like went into that rich person's house, and then like it was the house of the guy who killed Matt's dad, and then the guy was there and Elektra's like, kill him, and Matt's just like, I was just acting like Matt too. I was just like, excuse me, but like, what's happening right now? I didn't see it coming when they're like, Elektra loves the idea of like killing people. She's obsessed with killing people. When they showed at the end, what was it? Was it the final episode? I think it was. Like, they showed young Elektra fighting and how she was like just beating that guy up and could not stop because she just wanted to kill him. Just, man, like, Elektra, that was freaking me out. But Elektra is fantastic. She kicks butt, and oh my gosh, when she got all her super cool gear at the end, it was so cool. And why did she get her gear till the very end? Like, she was getting injured left and right, and then she gets her cool gear at the end. Like, really? Speaking of episode 6, Regrets Only was my favorite because that's when Matt and Elektra went on that super fun adventure and went to the fancy party, and they were all fanced up, and then they were finding the journal, and just, it was so much fun! I want to talk about the overall plot of this season, and the Japanese people come back, like that Nobu dude shows up. I forgot all about that guy, by the way. When he showed up, I was like, okay, who is this? But then they were talking about how he like had the burned face, you know, and I was just like, oh. I just remembered like realizing who he was, because that was the guy in that one episode of season 1 where like Daredevil got beat up really badly, and it seemed like Daredevil was gonna die, but he didn't. And then you thought Nobu, I'm probably saying his name wrong, was dead, but he's not. This whole idea of immortality is brought up because, you know, it's like, oh, it's like Nobu is supposed to be dead. I'm so sorry, I'm saying that wrong. But he's supposed to be dead, but he's not. And he's just like, oh, we never died. Even after finishing season 2, I'm still a little confused on what they were doing. Like, pretty sure they were making drugs. And they kept talking about the black sky, which turned out to be Elektra, but we ain't gonna talk about that right now. But in the beginning of this season, we have all the Irish people. Like, these Irish people want to take over Hell's Kitchen because they think it's their time. But then, you know, they were having the party, and then they all died. I thought the Irish were gonna be more important, but they really weren't. They were only important for like the first few episodes, and then the Japanese people started coming back, and then they started to become more important. Oh my goodness, speaking of these Japanese people, like the Japanese ninjas, my goodness, they're like so silent and sneaky. Like, oh, I couldn't even with them. When that one ninja showed up at Matt's apartment and shot him, I was like, you did not just do that. I want to talk about Matt and Elektra's relationship. Oh my gosh, goals. I ship them so hard. I'm sorry, Claire. You know, I was a Claire and Matt shipper in season 1, and I'm not that anymore. Elektra, I'm Team Elektra for the win. I'm really glad that like they kind of hated each other at first. Like, Matt was like full on hating her, but then, you know, the relationship starts to like evolve, and then Matt's like just caring for her and everything. It was so sweet. When they kissed in like episode 12, I think, at the beginning. Oh my goodness, it was so quick, but then it was like so short-lived. Like, they kissed and then it went to the intro, and I was just like, wait, I need to rewatch it. Speaking of relationships, Matt and Karen happens for a bit, and obviously that ship went downhill. I mean, I never shipped it at all. I just thought it was like so weird. I didn't like it. But you know, at least they tried. I mean, that's all that matters. But I mean, I knew it was gonna fail. And then, like, you know, Elektra showed up and I was just like, yep, Elektra is gonna win. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about the end, the final episode, because I just need to burst out my feelings about it. Let me just say, before, you know, the whole battle happens, the little conversation Elektra and Daredevil have about, you know, them traveling the world and getting new identities. Oh my goodness, so cute. And I wanted them to kiss right then, but they didn't. So this whole battle or war, you could call it whatever you want to call it, yeah, it was really interesting. Like, all the ninjas were there and it was just Daredevil and Elektra, and then Nubu showed up. And I seriously don't know how they were surviving for so long, because there were so many of those ninjas and just 2 of them. But they managed to survive for pretty long until, Elektra got stabbed? Poor Elektra. I can't believe she got stabbed. Just, like, watching that, I was just like, this is not happening. Like, no. She's not gonna die. No, but she died. Daredevil and Nubu start fighting, and I loved how, like, it's bad that Elektra got stabbed, but that just made Daredevil fight Nubu even harder, so I'm glad, like, that happened. I don't know, like, I'm sad Elektra got stabbed, but, you know, it helped Daredevil out at the end to fight Nubu. They're fighting, Nubu goes falling over the building, and then he literally falls off the building, but he's still alive, but then, boom! Stabbed in the heart by the one and only Stick. I wasn't a fan of Stick in this season because I was just so confused on what he was doing, but I appreciated him in the end for stabbing him in the heart. So after that, Elektra, she's dead. Like, they don't do anything. Like, she dies, and I'm just like, you guys aren't, like, gonna do anything about this, like, take her to a hospital or anything, but no, you know, they just show them at the graveyard burying her body, and I'm just like, this is actually happening. But of course the Japanese peoples were like, you know, this ain't over, and you see the grave dug out. And first, okay, when they show the graveyard again and it shows that the coffin was open and that guy was dead, at first I thought that Elektra, like, came back from the dead like Jesus. But then it shows the Japanese people with that, like, I don't know what that was called, the big circle thing, and they, like, opened it up, and Elektra was in there still dead. Like, her eyes were closed and she wasn't awake or anything. What does that big thing Bob do? Like, I never really understood what the point of that was. So, like, why do they need Elektra? Like, I know she's the Black Sky and she's, like, really powerful and everything, but, like, what's it gonna do? Is it like a bomb? Please don't let it be a bomb. But guys, it gets even worse. I don't know if it's bad or good, but then Matt goes to the Nelson and Murdoch place and Karen's there, and then he has this bag and he takes what's out of it, and it's the Daredevil helmet. For so long, I wanted Karen to find out that Matt was Daredevil, and then it happened, and then I was just like, wait, did I actually want this to happen? Hopefully now, since Karen knows now that Matt is Daredevil, maybe she can forgive him for everything, and now everything will finally start to make sense with him. I really hope she forgives him, but I really hope she doesn't try to get back with him. I just can't get over the fact that now she knows, and now the Japanese have Elektra, and I don't know what they're gonna do. Like, what is that thing gonna do? I need to know. Season 3, where you at though? I need you. I need answers. Like, I'm so desperate. But that, my friends, were my overall thoughts and feels on Daredevil Season 2. Overall, it was fantastic, and I am so excited for Season 3! If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you want to watch more TV show discussions from me, you can click the subscribe button down below. I'm Courtney, and I'll see you all next time with a new video up soon, so I will see you then, so goodbye, yo!